All right, so what are closing costs? Closing costs are kind of broken into two different things. The first is going to be paying all the fees for all the third parties involved. For instance, some are the title fees, you have the appraisal fee, the credit report, processing and underwriting for the loan. You also have, if you choose to pay any points towards lowering your interest rate, that can be part of your closing costs. Next is going to be prepaids. So that's basically prepaying your property taxes and homeowners insurance up front. And so what that looks like is we have to gather a portion of taxes anywhere from 2 to 8 months, depending on what time you close in the year, in addition to a full year of homeowners insurance and a couple months for reserves for your homeowners insurance. This is basically filling up the piggy bank for the taxes and insurance account. So that way, when those bills are due, you're not coming out of pocket for that. You already have money in your escrow account for those funds. Next is, what is buying down the interest rate? So buying down the rate basically is points. So, for example, let's say you want to look at a 7% interest rate versus a 6% interest rate. The 6% obviously will result in a lower monthly payment, but you are going to have to, in quotes, buy down the rate to get the lower payment. So basically pay more points up front for that lower interest rate. The third question would be, can my parent or my kid be on the loan as a co-signer with me? And that absolutely can happen. However, just know we have to use everything, meaning their credit. If their credit's not as good as yours, or if they have a ton of debt, or actually the opposite, if they already own a home and have no debt. There are different things that can affect your loan. Therefore, we want to make sure we look at that situation ahead of time and not try to solve that when you get in contract to buy a home. One other thing to note about that is that they have the same responsibility as you for the monthly payment. So it's going to go on their credit. It will impact them if there's any late payments, but also it will positively impact them if you stay on time with your mortgage. And next, what is the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval? So pre-qualification is as basic as the phone conversation that I have with a client. We go through things such as your credit, income, down payment, and we work up some numbers and scenarios to see what you qualify for at that point. The pre-approval is basically backing that up with an application in addition to gathering documents to support you qualifying for that loan and what we discussed initially on the phone.